What if we allow ourselves to do it really bad? To do it awkward, to do it from our living room, to do it imperfect? I feel like I've spent so much of my life, the past 3 to 5 years, trying to look polished on the internet and build a business under this idea of what a polished online business looks like. And granted, those things work for other people, but I don't know if it's working for me right now. I'm here to say hi. I'm Lauren Marie Fleming, if you haven't met me yet. And I want to send some intimate letters to you all. In the same way I'll get on my Instagram stories and say something about my regular life, I want to do that here in a way that's a little bit more long term, a little bit more stagnant and static and slower pace instead of it's gone within 24 hours on an algorithm. I don't want to worry about the algorithm anymore and whether I'm doing trending audio or the latest CapCut or if TikTok's going to be banned or if Meta's going to start being a place like X where people just spew misinformation and hate towards gay people. I know Substack's not the best, but I'm hosting this on here because I love the idea that my letters and my audio and my video could all be in one place. I still have my laurenmariefleming.com blog because it matters to me to blog at the place that I've been at for decades, but I want something here. I don't know, y'all. I'm craving something intimate, and maybe it's because I just had my third surgery in a year's time, and maybe it's because the world is kind of literally burning around us in Southern California here. But I want something a little bit more real. So that's what this is. That's what Letters from Lauren is. I don't know how long I'll do it. That's the beauty of being an artist who's allowed to try different things is this might be the only time I record this, or this might be the beginning of a decades-long conversation that we have together. I don't know where this is going, but I know that I didn't bring back my School for Writers podcast for so long because it felt like I needed it to be so polished and I need to hire a whole team to make all the things around it and do it and stuff. And then it didn't happen. And I want to do that. My School for Writers podcast still matters to me, and I'm actually working with an amazing woman named Caitlin, who worked with me when I worked at Tony Robbins, and who has worked at CNN and with Anthony Bourdain, and she's an amazing producer, and we are going to bring that podcast back and make it really highly polished and really professional. But I needed a little bit more of an intimate place, a less polished, less professional place to connect with you all. So I thought that I would bring back Letters from Lauren, which I did. I started doing Letters from Lauren, I don't know, back in my Query Bradshaw days. So that was like 2011. And they were just conversations between us. They weren't a podcast at that time. I had the Query Bradshaw podcast, but it was a little bit more conversationally. It's a little bit more like, hey, I'm your friend, you're my friend, we're going to have this conversation. And I think as the Trump era starts and we start to see the internet reform itself around that, we start to see some of the oh man, I don't even want to go down that route of some of the untangling that's happening of our rights. Untangling is not even the right word, the dismantling of some of our rights. Like, we're going to need this more, community more, right? Like, we don't need the perfect polished podcast, although those are important, and I do want to still make that. But I just need to be able to send y'all some letters. And I need to be able to say that you can't comment on this unless you're part of my inner community. And unfortunately, the only way I really know how to do that is by making it so you have to pay. If you want to pay $5 a month to be, or $30 a year, or whatever it is to be a part of this community and comment, yes, I'll take your comments. Hell yes, I want you here. I want you part of the community. But passerbys don't get to comment on this because we're in an age where hate on the internet is going up. And I don't want to deal with that. Do you want to deal with that? I don't think you want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that, right? So we're just not going to deal with that. We're going to know that if you're in this community, you paid to be in this community because you want to be around queer authors, or you're an ally, or you're another person who's been historically underrepresented. I love that. Don't you love that? I want that. I want to talk to you like I'm sending you a podcast or a voice note from a friend. I want to send little snippets here and there. And I want it to be tangible, under 5 minutes, which this is almost at. So that's it. That's my ramble. That's this thing that I don't know what it is yet, but I'm super excited to explore with you. So let me know. What do you want me to talk about? What do you want to explore with me? What would you like to ask me? Anything. I'm excited to explore with you.